In this video, I'm going to show you how to replace the rear hubs on your Acura MDX, located in the back of the rear wheel. Let's get started. We're going to remove the tire using a 19mm socket. Remove the tire. Next up, we're going to be removing the entire caliper assembly, and for that we're going to use a 17mm socket. Remove the bolts. Slide the assembly out of the way, and when you do so, make sure you don't pull any tension on the hose. We're going to be putting it on top of the control arm. Next, we're going to remove the rotor screw, and for that we're going to use a Phillips head screwdriver. Simply take it off and pull the rotor out. Sometimes, depending on how long it's being on the vehicle, you might have to whack it with a hammer. In this case, it comes right off. Next, we're going to remove the axle nut using a 36mm socket. Take it off. Next up, we want to make sure that the axle is free from the hub. You can just push on it. If you have issues, you can spray it with some silicone or rust penetrant and tap it a couple times. Like I said, make sure it's free. Next up, we're going to be removing the ABS sensor to avoid damaging it when we remove the hub. For that, we're going to be using a 10mm socket to remove the bolt. After you remove that, simply slide it out and unclip it from here. And now just move it out of the way. Next up, we're going to move on to the back of the hub, and we're going to be removing these 4 bolts that hold it in place using a 17mm socket. Break them loose. Once you have them loose, take them off. Now that we have the 4 bolts off from the back and this nut off, we're going to tab on these areas to get it loose. Once you have it loose, simply just grab it and slide it out. If you find that it's really hard to get it off, try a slide hammer and some heat, and that should take it off. Before we install the new one, we want to make sure that the surface is clean, and to do so, we're going to use a small wire brush, and we're going to just clean the surface. Spray some brake parts cleaner and wipe it off. Now that the surface is clean, we're going to spray some Never Cease on it. Just wipe off any excess. And now we're ready to install the new one. Line it up with the hole the best you can. Slide it onto the axle. And push it in. Now that you have your hub in place, we're going to go ahead and reinstall the bolts. Line it up with the hole, start them by hand. You're going to do that for all 4 of them. Once you have them started by hand, simply snug them up. And now we can torque these to 72 foot-pounds. Try to go on a crisscross pattern. That will assure you get it even. Now we're ready to reinstall the speed sensor. Simply grab it and slide it in. Reinstall your bolt. Recommend to start it by hand so we don't damage the threads. We're going to slide into the holder, and now we're going to torque the bolt to 6.9 foot-pounds. Now we're ready to install the axle nut. I highly recommend to replace these. For the demonstration, we're going to reuse it. Start it by hand, snug it up. And now we can torque the nut to 181 foot-pounds. One trick I like to do to hold the hub in place, just grab yourself a pry bar, wedge it in between the stud, just like so, and now you can torque the nut. And now that we have it torqued down, we're gonna make sure we use a hammer. In this case, I'm gonna use a small screwdriver and a hammer to lock the nut in place. Simply place it over the slot and lock it in. And now we're ready to reinstall the rotor. Making sure we lined up the hole for the rotor screw with the hub. We're gonna slide it in place. Bottom it out. And using a screwdriver, we're gonna install the rotor screw. Now we're ready to reinstall the caliper assembly. Simply line it up and slide it in. Now we're gonna install the bolts by hand. Do the same for the top one. We're going to bottom them out. And now we're ready to torque down the bolts to 65 foot-pounds. Install the tire. And start your lug nuts by hand. Snug the lug nuts. Here we're gonna torque down our wheel to 80 foot-pounds in a star pattern. And you're all set.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.